Hey everybody, it's Melissa Thomas from C2C Stamping, and I'm in the studio. I'm actually sitting for a second. But what I realized is that a lot of times you guys don't see everything that goes into prepping a class, and I thought it would be fun to kind of show you in a small way what that looks like. So this month for our team meeting packets, I'm just going to stitch together some videos of me prepping so that you can kind of see all the phases of it. What you don't see here is the design work and the PDF work that goes into it. So sometimes design work is really, really easy, and sometimes it's a little bit harder. And sometimes the PDF comes together quickly, and sometimes it's a little bit more work. One of the reasons that a lot of us partner with other demonstrators is for design work and PDF work, because many hands make light work, and we love that. So for me, I try to take advantage of that when other people have prepped or done stuff. Our team meeting packets are actually designed, and the PDF is made for us by another demonstrator, and that is excellent, because what it lets us do is focus on getting product in the hands of our team members and getting people exposed to different kinds of fun folds, different techniques, different ways of using our tools, whether they be coloring tools or something else. So this month we're playing with Homemade Sweetness, which is a really cute paper, and I think the bundle's called Filled with Sweetness, and it's like a jam jar. Super excited. It does have a lot of die work though, so I'll take a couple of short videos of that too, so you can see all the work that goes into that, and hopefully this is helpful to you. All right, thanks, bye. This kit is a little different because we are actually going to be cutting some of the designer series paper, which we don't normally do. So I'm going to use the Party Alpha dies, and in order to be efficient, I'm going to cut 2 pieces of the designer series paper at a time. And I'm going to try to space this so that I can get another set in. Normally, we don't cut designer series paper unless the design, calls for it. And I'm concerned that people might not have the alpha dies. And it really is kind of the whole cute part of the card. So I've got a whole big pile over here. So I've been working my way through that. I've also cut up the paper shares, so everybody gets a pack of, they get a 1/6 of a package of the designer series paper. So I've already cut these into that, so they get to have, touch, hold, feel, play with a bunch of the paper. And then, and this is really cute paper. And then the flip side has got some, oh, I love that. Some really useful patterns. So that's super, super cute and fun. So we're gonna die cut some more of these letters, and then we're also going to die cut the top of the jam jar, and it's gonna come out of one of these. You see it doesn't fit that way. So I'm gonna cut them this way and hope that I can fit 3 or 4 on a sheet and still maybe preserve some of this. But that's kind of the really cute little top to the jam jar. So gonna cut a bunch of these and I'll be back. All right, so the next piece is probably a lot of cardstock cutting for bases and other pieces. So I try to use my Carl because it can cut lots of paper at one time, which is great. It just makes it more efficient when I'm cutting, multiples of something. You do have to be careful that everything kind of measures and adds up, you know, where you want it. But that gives me, you know, it's easier to do card bases and things. So I'll score first on my scoreboard, my big scoreboard, and then I'll cut. These are actually going to be cut with the hay and embossed. And so 2 steps. Once it's cut with the hay, the flat hay is being pulled, and then the original recipe, so to speak, says to use the eyelet folder, which is cute, but we have this new Ladybug picnic folder, which I think is cuter and really ties in with the suite and everything. So I'm going to use this one, and we're going to do that right now. So let me just swap us over. Hopefully I've got this set up very precariously because this is not normal. Oh, I really hope we're recording. Okay, good, we are. Yay. All right. So we're gonna take our piece, and we're gonna line up our hay on here, and we want it pretty straight. So we'll need to be really careful. If we think it's gonna move, like I know my plates are kind of warped, so I might try to move it to the inside piece. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, so we're gonna run that through. I could tape them down, and I could use my old magnetic plate, but I think I got it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna pop those letters out, and then we're gonna take this embossing folder. Super cute. And now we've got that. All right, we are back at it. So next phase is to cut some of the label dies. So I like to pull all the labels out that I need and then just go ahead and cut them, if I can, all at the same time. This kit has 4 cards and there's 4 labels. Well, there's 5 cards and 4 labels. I'm gonna need to cut this one twice, so I'm gonna try to see if I can't make room for it. I think that probably was my best bet. All right, and then I am gonna cut this on 2 pieces of cardstock at one time because I know that my machine can handle it. It's just basic white. So we're going to do this a bunch of times so that we can pull out all the pieces we need. And I'm actually probably going to take this piece. I'm going to pop these pieces out just real quick. And then I'll come through and hopefully this is going to fit, but I have a feeling it might not. And it doesn't, of course. All right, well, I'll use that for something else. I've got plenty of scrap white, so I will, I try to be a good steward, you know, and use all my scraps, and I have like a scrap bag that I keep. Sometimes it's less efficient when you use scraps, right? Because you're trying to like fit stuff in. But I feel like, you know, but I want to be a good steward of, you know, all the resources I have. So, you know, that's a tough place to be, but we'll figure it out and we'll use this. But I do think this set is really cute. It's got some pieces that have like some really cute, this label is really nice. Of course the 2, because I put the 2 together. So, but it's got like some texture on the sides. And then there's a really cute label with a little hole. And then there's another one that's got like the scallops. So fun label pieces. We'll cut a bunch of those and then we'll be back. Okay, next step to all of this is card bases. So I have my scoreboard here. I'm actually going to, we've got a few of these that are going to be scored and cut on the long side. So we're going to score them at 5.5. And then a whole bunch of them are going to go kind of the more traditional direction. So we'll score at 4.25. So I always like to score first and cut second because that helps me to, it's less wasted effort, right? If you cut first and you score second, then you're doing twice as much work. So scoring first, cut second is the better path instead of cutting and then scoring every single card. So this is our path. We're going to get a bunch of these guys done. And then this set, I think I grabbed it. It has a die that makes cute little jar-shaped cards, and it's actually really easy to use. So I'm gonna do that too. So we're gonna get a whole bunch of these done. Okay. And then let me go find that die. We'll get these all cut over here. I'm gonna spin us around. Whee! Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Well, we're gonna keep coming around here. All right. That was probably not what I wanted to do, but that's okay. Okay, so this die, we're gonna cut our card bases in half first because the die is actually going to score and cut this. So this die is gonna score in the midline, and we're just gonna lay this on here, and it's going to score and cut and make us a cute little jar-shaped card, which would be really cute. This is the one that cute little lid's gonna go on. So, so a little bit more die cutting here to carry on with, and then we've got some card bases that we're gonna get cut here, and this is one reason why I like doing that. It's really efficient and it gets it all cut so that I don't have to waste a bunch of time. Yeah, now we're done. Okay, so I've got these card bases. I've got these card bases done, and I'm gonna get these done. And then there's one kind of funky fold I'm gonna have to do with some basic beige. But then we'll have our card bases done, and then I think we just have a little bit of like detail die work. There's like some little tiny flowers, but we're prepped. We're almost ready. Yay! All right, the last step is to take all the items and stuff envelopes. So this is where you start counting things out and making sure that you've got enough of everything. And you know, I've die cut all of these tiny little flowers and leaves, and sometimes, you know, you'll find pieces that are missing. But then once we get that together, then we put that with some of the cut DSP, and then put it in a little cello bag, usually with like a label or something that directs people to like the PDF where they can get the directions. So there you go.